We don't like to get messy over here, chat. But we about to get messy. We about to take it over here and get deep into the scandals of your boy Jay Z and the scandals of your boy Diddy. Now, it says the wars between Jay Z and Beanie Sigel after he exposed for killing him.
I never understood that every single album that I dropped, Jay dropped right on time. And it was like, damn, like that in-house competition at that magnitude was crazy. Jay already the boss, but I always thought.
You kicking it with your boy Kater Fox, we in the dungeon. We keep it real, we keep it authentic. All I'll tell you, do you like one of these up, roll one up, kick it back and relax, and we getting into it. Like, comment, and subscribe. Share it, like it, subscribe to it. Bring 20 people over here, subscribe to it. Hey, what you want up?
Thought that, like me breathe.
I felt that Jay Z, Beanie Sigel was the
Yeah, he was first.
And they will only let Beanie Sigel only sell so many records. This came from an executive. But Beanie, they would you couldn't be bigger than Jay Z on Jay Z's label.
After everything I've done for you, after always having you back.
Big dog beat. I don't want you to overshadow them.
Why wipe me out? After everything I've done for you, you gonna sit there with a life raft and watch me drown? After everything I did for you, you not gonna talk to me?
Okay, I see what's really good. You're trying to eliminate the competition. You know, because at first you were.
If your bath has seen a lot of life, nobody gives it new life like Bath Fitter. Whatever shape your bath is in, Bath Fitter will transform it. When it's time to give your bath new life, it just fits. Go to bathfitter.com to book your free consultation.
Retire, you know, then get me off the label. Now you're back rapping again. Okay.
Jay Z called me. Hey, bro, Jay Z, I know you got killers. Please don't send them at my head.
Beanie Sigel just put Jay Z on blast, exposing how Jay allegedly sabotaged him and many other artists at Rockefeller out of pure jealousy. And now Jay is reportedly trying to shut him up. Because let's be real, the last thing he needs right now is more bad press. Especially with that lawsuit from one of Diddy's accusers hanging over his head. If you missed it, Beanie's recent interview went viral after he finally aired out the shady way Jay Z treated him and other Rockefeller artists. According to Beans, Jay wasn't just a boss. He was actively working against the success of certain artists he saw as a threat. But it wasn't just Beanie. Others in the industry are now coming forward, all saying the same thing, that Jay Z's whole Hova persona is just an image, and behind the scenes, he's deeply insecure. Now here's where it gets messy. Word on the street is that Jay has been sending warnings to Beanie, basically trying to silence him. However, Beans isn't backing down. He's waited years to tell his side of the story, and now that the truth is finally out, so let's jump right into it.
I always thought that, like me breathe, but to maliciously plot to hold me back.
Beanie Sigel has finally responded to Dame Dash's recent claims that Jay Z sabotaged his career after the Rockefeller split and effed up his life. About a month ago, Dame put Jay on blast during his appearance on The Art of Dialogue and accused him of tricking Beanie into getting shelved and completely derailing his career. Dame said he saw Beanie as the future of Rockefeller, someone who could carry the label's legacy. However, Beanie was loyal to Jay to a fault, thinking that Jay would have his back. But little did he know that Jay Z would not only leave him high and dry, but also allegedly work behind the scenes to keep him down.
Beans was getting ready. We thought he was going to go to jail for a couple of years. He was on trial. So I was trying to make 4 albums. I was more bothered when Beans chose to go with Jay. That one hurt. Because I've done a lot and prepared. I chose State Property over Rockware. And I wanted to just roll out with State Property. But it almost like he tricked Beans to shelf him and his life up to me for doing that. But I had him, you know what I mean? Like, that was my new Jay.
So now Beanie himself is speaking out on this situation, and he pretty much agreed with Dame and admitted that he took Dame for granted.
Dame actually came and got me when I got out of prison. We was on a tour bus and they was interviewing me. And they asked me then and there on a bus. Now I'm just getting out of prison. Like he at the jail, picked me up. And they posed that question that I was, or made the statement that I was gonna be with Dame Dash Music Group. And I said then that I didn't want to make that choice. I believe if we had those conversations, I believe I would have rolled with Dame. I'd have rocked with Dame.
That's what you should have did, bro.
If Dame set me down and he had a plan, regardless what the plan was, and mapped it out like this was going to do, the smartest decision at that time for me.
I know he did. Dame smart as shit.
Would have rolled with Dame. Because Dame was...
Look at you.
Dame was more accessible than Jay was. Dame was in the office every day. You could talk to Dame.
File free in the app by 2/18. When you switch to TurboTax, do it yourself.
Hey, he's killing me, chat.
Dame used to come and chill on the block in South Philly. Dame pull up and Biggs at Mom Dude's spot. So, yeah, I think if we would have sat and he would have showed me and explained to me, our business plan and what we was going to do, that would have been an easy decision.
Now, as for Jay Z, Beanie said it definitely felt there were moves being made behind the scenes that blocked him from taking his career to that next level. Things like Jay always dropping his albums close to his and only letting Beanie sell a certain amount of records. And while Beanie took accountability for some of his own mistakes, including his legal troubles, he made it clear that Jay's actions were intentional.
I don't think
that envy cut deep. It be the people in your inner circle that hate on you the most.
One man can destroy another man's life. It's ultimately in your own decisions. I had a lot of issues. Like I said, legal issues at the time. And, my mind wasn't where I'm at now today. Like I used to have questions like why every time my album dropped, Jay would drop right on top. He wouldn't let me breathe or right before me. Like I was always close. I never understood that every single album that I dropped, Jay dropped right on top. And it was like, damn, like to have in-house competition at that magnitude was crazy. Jay already the boss, but I always thought that, like, let me breathe. But
Now, for those who are not familiar with Beanie's story, back when Rockefeller Records was dominating the rap game in the late 90s and early 2000s, Beanie brought that raw street energy the label was missing. Jay Z saw his potential and signed him in 1999, instantly pushing him into the spotlight. Beanie dropped his debut album, The Truth, in 2000, and it was a huge success, earning him respect in the rap world. But Beanie wasn't just another artist on the label. He was made to feel like family. Or at least, that's what Jay Z led him to believe.
So I came up to the studio and I stayed in the studio every day for I was driving back and forth from Philly, probably twice a week. I was bringing my bags, underclothes and all that stuff in the bag, in the truck, in the back of the Suburban. I stayed in the studio for 3 weeks straight. Almost a month. A month straight. I was in the studio. And that's why I cover the Dynasty album so much, because I was there. Everything Jay was doing, I was right there beside him and I was writing, you know what I'm saying?
Years later, Beanie admitted that when he first signed with Rockefeller in '98 and became one of their top artists, he really believed Jay Z was loyal, like a true ride or die who would always support him.
Rockefeller Records was the only thing that I've ever been a part of that I thought was honest. This is dope. Yeah. Niggas really with me for what it was. I ain't gonna lie, I'm from South Philly, so, you know what I mean? Niggas smile, hey, you know what I mean? Pray next to you, turn around, blow your head off.
You said smile, shake your hand, pray next to you, and blow your head off.
Yeah, all that vicious. That's where I come from. Yeah. Kill you, wash your body. You know what I mean? Kill your son and fornicate with your daughter.
God damn.
Yeah, that's where I come from. That's the world that I lived in. So me being with Rockefeller, the La Familia, I held on to that. It's like I got something, and you know what I mean? And it's like, these got me. And they don't want from me, they just want me to do this. This music, they got me. And that's all I asked, you got me. That's where I came from. I never looked at me having a career. I never looked at the business. It was La Familia, La Familia, La Familia. We a family.
In the early 2000s, Beanie was one of the biggest names on Rockefeller. He wasn't just a rapper. He helped build the brand, launching the State Property clothing line and the State Property movies. But by the mid-2000s, things started to change. By 2004, things were falling apart at Rockefeller. Jay Z and Dame Dash were clashing over the label's future, and Beanie was stuck in the middle. He was loyal to both. But when Jay took control of Rockefeller under his new Def Jam deal, it became obvious that Beanie wasn't a priority anymore. And this is where the betrayal starts to feel personal. That same year, Beanie was hit with federal charges and facing serious prison time.
Weapons violations, attempted murder. They try and get a boy 20 to 40 years. They came to me with a deal. Their deal was 18 to 36 years. Of course, I turned it down. Thought this was America, people. Guilty until proven innocent, huh?
When Beanie got locked up, he thought his Rockefeller family, especially Jay Z, would support him. But instead, he got nothing but silence. And Beanie later admitted in interviews that he felt completely abandoned by Jay.
Guys, so at that time, when, you know, I'm going to court, and we about to be on tour. We on tour. So a whole nother tour. Yeah, we on a whole nother tour. So, you know, I'm going for my bail hearing in the feds, and the judge asked Jay, you know, everybody's saying all these good things and all that. You know what I mean? The character witnesses, Dame, and you know, everybody's saying, and even Jay said a whole lot of good things about me, and the judge was going to let me go, monitor. And she said, you know, would you be willing, and that's the part that people don't have, would you be willing to be responsible for his whereabouts, not be responsible for my actions, just his whereabouts? Would you be willing to do that? Provide us with all the information, you know, saying that he's going to be here, there. And after all that good, and he said no. Yeah. It was like the way he said it. And he put his head down. He was like, no, I've never been crushed like that ever in my life. Cause I'm like, damn, this is my man. Like, and I looked at it like, all right, no. Nigga, what if I had to get the what if niggas about it? I'm in jail, I'm still tall, but what if I really needed to go? This was going in my mind. Like, get out of jail, you say? Like, yeah, like, bro, I had to take the murder and the state and the federal gun charge and all this. Though 40 years is over. This is what I'm facing, 40 years. What if in my mind, I'm thinking like, damn, what if I really need to roll? Be on a run and go. Like, I'm from like, this is my man and I love him. If he skipped that, I'm getting my man, I'm getting him out by any means necessary. So, for me to look him in his eyes and I'm shackled around the waist, ankles and everything, and the man was like, no. Like that was that I don't know, like that was that. It took everything in me not to like let one go. Like that took away a lot of I thought that we had. You're selfish. Like that's big bro.
Meanwhile, Dame Dash showed up for Beanie every day during his trial, standing by his side and publicly supporting him.
We drove up here 5 in the morning, caught a flat.
We caught a flat in Dame's van on the turnpike.
We gotta wait for the spare to come.
Day one,
We're running a little late. We gotta get suited up, booted up.
wouldn't even talk about Jay Z.
And you know, he is our brother, so we will be there to support him.
Jay Z, you used a lot of people.
We are a family.
And while Beanie was dealing with his legal troubles, Jay Z was focused on himself, dropping the Black Album and announcing his retirement, only to change his mind shortly after. And by 2005, Rockefeller wasn't the powerhouse it used to be. Jay took over as president of Def Jam, while Dame and Biggs moved on to other things. Beanie, on the other hand, was stuck. That same year, he dropped his third album, The Becoming, an incredible project mostly recorded while he was fighting his case. But despite its quality, it didn't get the push it needed, because Jay, now running Rockefeller, wasn't making Beanie a priority. Beanie later hinted in interviews that he was being pushed to the side, and he even revealed that Jay blocked him from exploring other opportunities, keeping him tied to Rockefeller, but refusing to actually invest in his
in the house for house arrest. And I got the Young Guns calling my phone because Jay Z's only paying them $1,200 and $1,205
That's
$50 or whatever it is, $1,200 a show when they had to split it at the end of the day. Like,
I love my life.
We about to go ahead and chat. You killing me shit. That's crazy, man.
Like shows where we went on his was supposed to be promos, but checks, man, that he was making, but it was just that's us paying dudes. It was a good look.
But it's,
all the glitz and glamours wasn't like really what people seen like.
Now fast forward to 2009 and things finally exploded when Beanie dropped What You Talking About, a diss track aimed directly at Jay Z. In the song, Beanie didn't hold back, calling Jay out for being disloyal and selfish, and accusing him of using him for street credibility, only to toss him aside when it no longer benefited him.
So my question is, did Jay really call up them people? Just need to know to add them to the infested extermination list.
Listen, before I even got there to the building, you gotta understand this. It's all documented. This year's Powerhouse, Jay came last year. In the Philadelphia Daily News, the day after the Powerhouse, it had an article. And I didn't even go to the Powerhouse last year. It had an article in it. Inside sources say Jay Z beefs up security and threat that retaliation from Beanie Sigel for dropping him from the label.
This was in the newspaper.
It's in the paper. It's public record. Go $20. You can search it.
It's in the paper. That's public record.
It's public record. That was last year. So when I'm reading this, like, damn, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Inside sources say.
Right.
Where that come from? I ain't never seen a Powerhouse where they got boot cops walking around with K9s and go on the internet, Google it. Bernard Hopkins was in. I didn't even know Bernard was there. Right. Go to allhiphop.com. He confirms it.
So there you are, just like the song says.
Yeah, because what happened was, I stood right in the, and because they made sweeps. When it was.
If you're still here rocking it right now, and you in your DMV area, and you try to get hit up like that subway in Harlem, you try to get tatted up, come holler at your boy. We gonna get you in, we gonna get you out for the low. We got the best prices in town. And if you try to hop on a microphone, make your little song, whatever, photo shoot, video, anything, all that and above, come holler at your boy Kid fucking X, man. You chillin' with your boy in the dungeon right now. We doing a reaction on Jay Z won Beanie Sigel after he exposed him. He was gonna kill him, but like, and it's a scandal. Stay to the end, because you gotta find out about the scandal on your boy Jay and Diddy. Like, they was collabing together for years. You gotta find out who next.
When I came in the building,
comment, subscribe, hit me in the chat. We do get back. We do that. Just hit me in the chat. Hit that subscribe button. Like it, chat. Come on, man. Let's do it.
And people was going in the back and all that, where the dressing rooms was at. We was standing in the back, me and my peoples or whatever. Bleak come out with 5 bodyguards. What's up, C? Nah, what's going on? Damn, what's up? What you doing? Who back there, Jay? Come on, let's go back there. And you keep on moving the conversation. You don't want to go back there. Your bodyguard's there, and I don't got no, you know what I mean, the pass. I'm talking, man, you need to come holler at the big hump. Man, dude, don't with me. I ain't going back there. That's what I told him. Big homie, don't with me.
As for Jay's response, he downplayed the conflict with Beanie and blamed it all on Beanie refusing to take responsibility for his own mistakes.
Well, Beanie Sigel is complaining a lot these days.
Well, he has a lot to complain about.
I know.
Not me.
Well, actually, this morning I just got a brand new interview. It's half an hour long, and he's talking basically about you, about the company, about basically how you didn't push him as much as, let's say, 50 Cent pushed some of his boys. How do you feel about that?
Well, Beanie Sigel at the time, and you can look it up if you like, and just to be honest, was driving 2 Bentleys. I don't know how. It's impossible to drive 2 cars at one time. With his mama in the sticks and selling 800,000 records, I don't know what more can you do for somebody, you know, at that point. What people choose to do when they attain that type of success, you know, at some point you have to look in the mirror and look at yourself. You know, Beanie Sigel had a record deal, a record label, and a clothing line. I mean, it never went platinum, ever. I don't know, in the history of rap, has anyone done so much with so little? So I don't even know what more can you do for a person at that point. A record label, a record deal, that's normal. A record label and a clothing line. So that's not pushing the person. I mean,
but see, Beanie's story isn't the only one like this. Over the years, many Gormer Rockefeller artists and associates have spoken out about feeling betrayed by Jay Z. We've heard similar claims from Dame Dash, DMX, Kanye West, and others, each telling their own version of how Jay switched up on them when it suited him. Remember when DMX revealed that Jay sabotaged the release of his 6th album? According to X, Jay changed his mind about retirement, but he was so insecure that he wanted to clear all competition before making a comeback.
Okay, I see what's really good. You're trying to eliminate the competition. You know, because at first you retire, you know, then get me off the label. Now you're back rapping again. Okay.
Over the years, one story that's been circulating is about Jay and Leor allegedly helping to mess up Irv Gotti and Suge Knight's plan to create an all-black-owned music distribution company. Suge had a big vision to bring a bunch of artists together under one roof and even wanted to unionize them. The plan was to have record labels cover the upfront costs for the artists' union dues, which would then be added to the recording budgets. So once the album started selling, the artists would pay the labels back, just like advances. The goal was to provide artists with benefits like healthcare and retirement plans, which would have been a major game changer for the music industry. In 2002, Suge gave a speech at the West Coast Hip Hop Summit where he talked about how major record labels trap artists by keeping control of their master recordings. He explained that most artists don't have the power to buy back their masters, so they end up stuck depending on the labels forever.
It's how many people want to have a Jack. How many people want to get together and say, okay, we're going to network. You got a deal at Universal and your points are too low. You got a deal at Universal and they got 100% of your publishing. You got a deal at Sony and you don't own your masters, but it's your art. I'm gonna tell you one other thing before you guys go. If you really want to know what's going on, real plain and simple. A lot of record companies tell you that. At the end of the day, you have the right to buy your masters back.
And while most moguls supported this plan, there were 2 who didn't want to share the profits and allegedly worked to ruin it. And you can probably guess who they are. One is currently in jail, awaiting trial on serious charges, and the other is trying to avoid a lawsuit that could land him in the same situation. In fact, there are rumors that both Jay Z and Diddy used their connections with the feds and other powerful figures to sabotage the plan for an all-black owned distribution company, even possibly tipping off the authorities. For Diddy, his rumored Fed connections go back to his late father Melvin Combs, who worked for the infamous Harlem kingpin Frank Lucas. As for Jay, he's reportedly connected to government agencies through his mentor Leor Cohen and his close associate, Roc Nation President Desiree Perez, who's rumored to have been a federal informant in the past.
Jaguar kind of alluded to Jay Z may be next. What is your thoughts when you hear they done took down Puff, they done took down all these other powerful black people? Jay Z's like the lone.
Jay is them people.
Right.
You do the history of most of the people that got.
Jay is them people. I'm gonna let you know that. He working with them. Jay been messing with Beyonce for how long? How old is she? How old is he? Think about that. He was messing with Rihanna when she was what? Think about it, man. And I mean, Diddy locked up? The scandal behind Jay, it gets deep. And check me out for part 2, because we're going to get into the scandals of Jay and Diddy.
Got in trouble in the industry, big trouble. Who they went to for help? When Lil Wayne was in trouble, who did he go to? When Meek Mills was in trouble, who did he go to?
You mastered your mind.
Jack. About to go add you.
All the while, you were on the train home.
Just hit that like button, subscribe button, you're gonna go.
There's more to imagine when you listen.
Yeah. Meek Mills said it himself. Desiree helped me. So, how could he be up next? You know what I'm saying? He is them people. I don't think they coming after him at all. I don't think they got, like I said, I think he is them. He has a relationship with them. You talking about a woman that had a relationship with the feds for 20-something years. So I don't know.
But is there any solid proof that Jay Z and Diddy snitched to the feds to stop the plan for an all-black owned music company? Well, according to Diddy's former bodyguard Gene Deal, there's a pile of paperwork at Bad Boy that supposedly shows Diddy played a big part in helping the feds. As for Jay Z, Gene said he's heard from multiple people that Jay was also working with the feds.
When Puff, Kirk Burroughs, that's the other person that was with them, they go up to the feds with all this paperwork. You understand? And I mentioned this before. You understand?
It's the truth.
They not only talking about the extortion stuff, they talking about how they trying to be made to have this what you call this promotion, this distribution thing.
He know about it.
Now other people coming out talking about it. They put Jay Z was a part of it. They telling their story, and it all is coincide what we said years ago, when we said on platforms before.
So Jay Z, he told you?
That years ago, man.
Come on, man.
That years ago. What are you gonna do? They're gonna do whatever. Yo, listen to me. They're the reason why rap in New York went down the drain. They made sure that these young cats didn't come up with platforms and didn't come up with situations.
And these stories about Jay Z being jealous and insecure aren't just rumors. They've got evidence to back them up. Jay even turned on Kanye West after claiming they were like family for years. Kanye even later hinted that Jay could send someone to take him out. However, that didn't stop Kanye from calling out both Jay and Beyonce for being industry puppets.
They can control Jay Z and Beyonce, but they can't control me. You see, it ain't no name I hold that. It's up.
Then there's 50 Cent, who exposed that Jay tried to stop him from performing at the 2022 Super Bowl by using his connections with the NFL. However, things didn't go as Jay Z planned because Eminem had 50's back and told Jay he wouldn't perform unless 50 was included in the lineup.
Jay Z and them was putting it together. So I think they still harbor some energy towards me.
You think you were purposely left out of the ad?
No. I don't think. I think that they were saying the NFL had some issues with me, that you see what I'm saying? Like there's so much G Unit records.
Right.
They forget that I'm in Dre's art.
50 also recently shared in an interview on Cameron's Talk with Flea that Jay is still making shady moves, not just in music, but in business too. But as 50 pointed out, the strangest part is that Jay has nothing left to prove, and yet he's apparently still working behind the scenes to block anyone he sees as competition.
Yeah, this is why I was saying I knew what Boy was doing.
Definitely is.
Right, with the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was doing like
yeah, go ahead.
He was doing some wild shit because he was saying that to Eminem that the NFL had the issue with me, and I'm like, well, what's the issue? Why they don't have an issue when I'm becoming a partner in the actual team, but they got an issue with my performance? Right? Makes no sense.
So I was going to get to that later, but since we're here now. And when he says "oh boy" for the audience that knows, he's talking about Jay Z. This was discussed before. Jay Z told Dr. Dre, just for people who's not up on this, or Eminem, that he didn't want you to perform part of that Super Bowl they had a couple years ago. Why do you think that is?
Well, I just think,
possibly.
Not even threatened. You know, I think it's just when you take the competition from. Look, our culture is competitive, man. It is, but I think when it goes past the music itself to blocking things in business, then I don't understand that. Like right now, he's not even competing for a slot. You don't have a new song out that he want to be on the top 10 or top 5, and you still competing. It don't make sense. Like what we competing for? What's the goal? Like this even like a lot of the even a lot of the competitive stuff, or what we would call it beef, right? It changed. That terminology changed when it's Biggie and Tupac, because we start saying the things that people would say that cause beef in the environment. When before that they called the bad. Right? Because that's what it is until it turns into some street. So when you're not competing for those things anymore, and you start looking and you're going, so what was the problem? You can't exactly remember what the problem was. That's what I went through with Joe.
And just when you thought Jay Z couldn't get any more bold, he recently even denied being close to Diddy and had his lawyer publicly claim that Jay and Diddy were never friends, despite a ton of evidence out there proving otherwise.
We have a recital that he has to be at, but we reached out to him, and I told him that this right here was important. Bad Boy celebrating 20 years of hits. And this is his biggest family. You've been there with me through my ups and downs. Whenever I get in trouble, this is the one I call. It's my strategist right here. This is my brother. It's B.I.G.'s brother. Yes, sir.
I mean, Mr. Carter has nothing to do with Mr. Combs' case or Mr. Combs. They knew each other professionally for a number of years, just like in all professions. People know each other. At the music awards, they support each other. If you go to the NBA also, they support each other. That's just how professions work. There is no closer association between any of them. That's also a matter of fiction. That's all that there is. He doesn't know anything about the charges or allegations against him. He has nothing to do with that case. And there's nothing more to say.
So, as you can see, this isn't just Beanie Siegel's story. Jay Z has a long history of leaving people behind. Nearly everyone who helped him get to the top has a story of feeling betrayed. But what's your take on this situation between Beanie and Jay? Do you think Beanie has a right to feel betrayed? Drop your thoughts in the comments and make sure you don't miss this next video.
Are you really the last person to find out about this Skip Ads Forever button? This is Pi, and if it sounds familiar to you, it's probably because you've seen their ads everywhere.
Look, we done got in the scandal with Jay Z, the war between him and Beanie Sigel, and Jay said he was gonna kill him after Beanie put him out there. Your boy Jay Z is right. Not the person that you thought he was. He's very petty. And you can kick it with your boy K the fuck ass in a dungeon. You feel me? We done rolled up. We done kicked it together. We done talked. We chat. You hit me in the chat box, I'm gonna respond. Just hit that like button, subscribe, comment, and share it. You feel me? We gonna blow up together. We gonna do this together. We gonna make a nation together. Man, look, we just did the reaction, man. Everybody get out of here. We got other things to do. Chat. Hit me back. I'm telling you. We're gonna do a part 2 of this. We gotta get into the boy Diddy and Jay Z scandals behind the scenes and on the scenes. Let's get